So this is the mod that makes or breaks drifting, but in my case it nearly burnt my car to the ground.
And welcome back to the channel, guys. So we have now got another box of goodies from Born to Drift. Can you guess what it is? Well, I hope you can because it's all written in the description above. But we have got here a hydraulic handbrake. Now I chose the Cherry Candy universal handbrake because it looks nice and it was really tall, because I wanted one that was high enough for me to lean over and grab, because I'm going to put it onto the left side of where the gear stick is. Now this is to fit my E36 because I have got a bracket here that will mount to the actual tunnel where the actual gear stick is, and this will mount to the left of it. A hydraulic handbrake is a fundamental tool for the people that don't know for drifting. You can drift without one, but all the professionals use them. What it basically is you can use the normal handbrake, as you might have seen from one of my previous videos, top right corner now. What it does is it locks up the rear brake. So the hydraulic handbrake, it uses the brake fluid from the master cylinder. So the pipes that come down from the master cylinder, you cut them, you put them onto a T, goes into the car, a pipe goes into this, out of this, back onto the pipes to go back to the rear brake. So when you do push your brake pedal, you will still get the front and rears. This, you'll just yank it, and all you'll get is the lockup of the rears. Now, unfortunately, my workbench is all full of stuff because of all the strip down of the E36, so I am having to use the top of the freezer. Don't tell the missus. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is actually fit the, I'd say master cylinder, yeah, for the hydro. So what, like I said, what will happen is the front pipes will come out, go into the back, and then the ones that go into the rear will come out of this and go through the floor and come back towards the rears.
So this is where Universal Parts remind you that they are Universal Parts and not BMW. So cutting, grinding, and a lot of WD-40.
There we go, it now fits. I did have to, you can probably cry or have a go for this, but I did have to cut it. I think it was slightly a different thread as well, because it was having such a job trying to get through, but it is now through, which is good. Oh, so I just need to put this back in and we should be golden. And there we go, guys. I'm a little bit gutted that I had to cut this slightly back. Like I said, I do think it's a different thread of some kind, because it was a bit of a faff trying to get it in. But it's all tightened up now, so yeah. There is one hydro handbrake. Okay, so we're back on in the interior. One thing I have done off camera, I have actually moved this seat back so it does fit actually really nicely. But also saying that, this seat I might actually be going, because I did find someone that's actually selling second-hand seats that are pretty much brand new for an amazing price. So we might actually have two good mint seats, really, because this one, like I say, is so tight anyway. I need one a little bit bigger, and I want to put an extra large or large in this spot here, so then obviously I can take a passenger. So like I say, now we just need to take this center console out to get ready to put the hydro in. Well, that's a pain in the rear end, guys. I was hoping that there was going to be holes or something for this bracket to actually be bolted to, because there is a few screws and stuff within the kit, but unfortunately that's not the case. So as you can see, that's the bracket here. If I flip it up, there's nothing underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it welded across there and across there at the top, because I want to try and get all this back together normal, so then I can make it look standard and have this basically the hydro just sticking out the side of all the trim, because I'm gonna have to cut the trim back to make it look obviously all nice and neat. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So what I'm going to try and do now is exactly that. I'm going to basically line this up back over here, and then I'm going to draw a line with my little Sharpie on the inside here, and then I'm going to cut out a slot. And when that slot's out the way, then I'll grab that trim there and I'll do exactly the same with that. I think, all honesty, what I'm going to need to do, because this only sits out there, I've got a funny feeling that it's going to have to be coming out a lot further. It might have to come out about this much, like that. So I'm more than likely, oh, please don't scratch that. I'm going to have to cut this along here and along here. And this is going to be hanging out a lot further than intended to try and get that through, but we will see. So like I said, I am actually going to get this piece welded in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut along there and along here, so it gives me a lot more gap, because what I want to do is, instead of it being basically in, say this is the actual tunnel, it in like that, I want it on the P, as it were, because I want the hydraulic handbrake as close as I can to the trim, but it needs to be on an angle. I can't have it straight, because as I'm going to be over here, it's going to be like doing that. I need it pulling towards me at a bit of an angle. So to try and make that work with the trim and make it look still factory, I'm just going to have to cut this off and then weld across there and across here. But yeah, let's just see if this works, shall we? So there we go. But like I say, now it would give me a chance to slot it over and give it a bit more of an angle. I do hope it works. I really do. Right, so as you can see, I've literally just drawn out where it is going to be placed. And as you can see here, that is enough amount to be able to weld across here, across there and there. That's definitely going to hold it in place, because what I've done is I've just put some random bolts in just for the minute. And if I stick that in its position, right there we go, that is perfect. And if you see, I've got enough gap just there to be able to pull on the hydro. So scratch that, because that wouldn't be perfectly placed, because I've now put the passenger seat in, as you can see. So I've got one hand on the camera, one hand on the hydro. So there's the line where it's going to be welded to, like that. That is exactly where it's going to be. I've had to, I hope I don't regret this, but I was cringing because I've had to rip off the side of the dash P or the center console, and I really, I didn't want to do it, but it's the only way to make this work, because of where the passenger is going to sit. Otherwise they'll be smacking into it every single time. So that is where the hydro is going to be.
So at this point, everything was going really well. The plate lined up perfectly, the welds were going down nicely, and then the car tried to kill us.
Oh, on fire.
This is the exact moment we discovered how flammable BMW underseal is.
There we go, guys. It is now all welded in. As you saw, it absolutely stinks of weld in here. But thank you very much to Dan for doing that. He was an absolute legend for doing it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all this up, and then I'm just going to paint it with a bit of Handbrake just to give it some form of protection. You're not going to see it, so I'm not that worried. There we go, guys. Not the most brilliant paint job, but that's not what I was going for. I just needed something to protect it, and you're not going to see that anyway. But at least it is all nice and protected now with that.
So even though we have cut the center console in half to make the hydro fit, luckily there are other trims that we can screw to make it all come together nice and neat. Some are in horrible locations, like behind metal bars, which is unknown why BMW would bother putting screws in impossible locations, but that is BMW for you. But by the end of it, I think it all came out rather well.
And there we go, all nice and fitted, and I think that's going to work absolutely amazingly right there. I really do. So roll on now, getting the pipes made. So guys, just to let you know, I'm not going to plumb the actual hydro in myself, because as it's connected to the whole system, I just don't want to make any mistakes or anything like that, because it's such a safety system. And at the same time, they are going to bleed my brakes as well, because every single time I try it, I always get air in the system, and it takes ages to get it out. Now she's a drift car. So there we go, guys. The hydro is now fitted, and she is now a drift car. It's taken so long to get to this point. The only thing we need now, all honestly, is to put the suspension on, which I have got. It is in the boot of the car, but it is just trying to find a time to actually fit it. So that is more likely going to be on the next video. We have the drift wheels. They are in there. They are powder coated. However, I'm just currently waiting for the fronts, because I've got different ones for the back and a different set just for the fronts as my driving wheels. So we're just waiting for them to put them on. As soon as they are on, that's when we can lower it, because obviously these wheels are 15s. The ones I've got for it are 17s, but she finally skids. So hopefully we can go around some bends and do a bit of stuff, and it is going to be absolutely amazing. So thank you very much for your patience, guys. I know some of these videos have taken a bit longer to come out, but thank you very much for staying with me. Please put some comments down below of what you think of it. I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to taking it to the track, and I know a lot of you are as well. So hopefully, maybe I might even see you down there. So please hit like, please hit subscribe to keep more future content from me, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care, stay safe, ta-da.